Namaskar. Very warm welcome to all our viewers and students out there. I am Renu Bhatt with you all, and you are watching us live on eVidya channel, channel number 8. And apart from this channel, you are with us on our YouTube channel as well, that is ncertofficial. And dear learner, in this particular session, we have a very interesting poem. The title of the poem is On the Grasshopper and Cricket, and this interesting poem is for 8th standard English student. And you must be thinking what grasshopper and cricket are doing together, and we have our expert with us, so you don't need to worry about that. Our expert will let us know about the whole poem, and let's meet her without any further delay. You are Professor Kirti Kapoor. You are from Department of Education in Languages, NCERT, Delhi. Very warm welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And before we begin this particular session, let me share some certain information to all our students. In case they have any query or they want to share some experience with us, they can reach out to us through our various mediums. You can call us on our telephone number, that is 8800 Either you can drop a mail at our email address, that is dth.class8th@ciit.nrc.in. And apart from all those channels and mediums, you can join us and reach out to us through our YouTube channel as well, on NCERT official. You have to go to the live chat box, and only then you can drop your comment out there. And before I start this particular session, let me share a very important piece of information with you all regarding India's G20 presidency. We are indeed very proud that India assumed G20 presidency and will convene the G20 Leaders Summit for the first time in the country in 2023. A nation that deeply committed to democracy and multilateralism, India's G20 presidency would be a watershed moment in her history as it seeks to play an important role by finding pragmatic global solutions for the well-being of all. And in doing so, manifests the true spirit of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, or we can say the whole world is one family. With that very important piece of information, let's quickly get back to the session in which we are going to discuss about a poem that is On the Grasshopper and Cricket. And let's move towards our expert and Kirti ma'am. Kirti ma'am, what exactly you have for our learners today in this specific poem, ma'am?
Yeah. So today we are going to discuss this poem. We will focus on how to read a poem. Okay, and this is from class 8, textbook title Honeydew. Okay, and the title of the poem is On the Grasshopper and Cricket. So we will first think about a few questions. What could be the poem about, and how to read a poem? Because we must read a poem with proper stress, intonation and pauses. You cannot read a poem in one go. Where there is a comma, you have to pause. Where there is a full stop, it requires a bigger pause. Semicolon means you have to pause for a little more than the comma. So like this, while reading a poem, you have to keep all of this in mind and also enjoy the rhythm of the poem. You must have noticed that all the poets write poems with a particular rhyme scheme. Some write with the rhyme scheme and some do not. But this poem has followed a rhyme scheme. So that gives a musical effect to the poem. So all these things we are going to learn through this poem. So let us begin with the poem On the Grasshopper and Cricket. First of all, it is a nature poem. As we all know that grasshopper and cricket are found in grasslands,
right,
in shrubs, in hedges. So that means it is a nature poem. In this poem, the grasshopper and cricket do not appear as characters in the story. See, you must have read many stories or poems where animals, birds are presented as characters. They speak. Okay, they talk to us or they talk to themselves. But here they are, grasshopper and the cricket are not presented as characters. Rather, they have been presented as symbols, each suggesting something else. They are suggesting something different.
Okay, they are symbolic.
They are symbolic. So once we read the poem, we will come to know what they are representing. So let us read the poem and notice how the poetry of earth keeps on through the summer and winter in a never ending song. So, the poetry of the earth never comes to an end. So, here the poet has talked about 2 seasons, which we will come to know when we read the poem, the summer and the winter. And as we all know, there are more seasons.
Right.
There is rainy season, there is autumn,
Yes,
there is spring, but you know, summer and winter seasons are the lengthiest, right?
Right.
So, therefore, you know, the poet has focused on these 2 seasons. Now, let us find out who sings the song. It's the plants, or it's the grasshopper, or it's the cricket who sings the song. But I will read out the poem to you, okay? And you must also read the poem aloud. And then later on you may read it silently, but a poem is always meant to be read aloud with proper pauses, intonation and stress.
Okay.
Okay. So, the poem begins like this. This poem has 14 lines. It's a sonnet. It is known as sonnet. So, there are 8 lines together and then there are 6 lines.
Okay.
Right. So, but I have put 4 lines over here in the slide, and then we will continue reading through the slides. The poet says, the poetry of earth is never dead. When all birds are faint with the hot sun and hide in cooling trees, a voice will run from hedge to hedge about the new mown mead. So, have you been able to get the idea of the poem? The poet is saying the poetry of earth is never dead. Okay, the nature is always, there is something or the other that keeps the nature alive, vibrant.
Right.
Right? And you know, we all know that, you know, birds are always chirping, they are, you know, moving from one tree to another tree, one plant to another, there are animals who are moving from here to there. But when the birds are faint, they do not actually faint because of the hot sun, they hide themselves in the shade of the trees, hide in cooling trees. But when the birds are silent, because of the hot season, a voice will run. You can still hear a voice that is singing from hedge to hedge. Hedge, you all know that we grow around our gardens,
Right.
right? About the new mown meadow. Meadow is a grassland. New mown means the garden or the grassland that has been cut recently.
Okay.
Okay. So, there is a voice that runs through the garden, the grassland from hedge to hedge. So, let us see who is this insect or bird or animal. Let us find out. That's the grasshoppers. So, that is the grasshopper who is making that merry sound. He takes the lead in summer luxury. So, I mean, he finds the summer season very comfortable. He has never done with his delights, for when tired out with fun, he rests at ease beneath some pleasant weed. So, you must have got the idea, students. That's the grasshopper whose voice we can hear even during summer season. And when he is tired of singing and when he wants to take rest, he will take rest under some weed. Weed is an unwanted plant that grows in the grassland or anywhere in the flower beds. So, weeds have to be taken out, but that grasshopper takes rest under that weed. So, who is making this sound? If I pause here and discuss a few things with you, who is making that sound? You all know it's the grasshopper. And which is the season?
Summer season.
Summer season. And who is enjoying the season the maximum? The grasshopper. Where are the birds? They are hiding themselves under the cooling trees.
Right.
So, I think the first stanza, the first 8 lines are clear to you. Let us move on to the next 6 lines. The poetry of earth is ceasing never. On a lone winter evening when the frost has wrought a silence, from the stone there thrills the cricket's song, in warmth increasing ever, and seems to one in drowsiness half lost, the grasshoppers among some grassy hills. So, in these 6 lines, learners, have you been able to get the meaning? Now, who is singing here? The cricket. And which is the season? Winter season. So, the poetry of earth is ceasing never. Whatever may be the season, the poetry of earth is always there. It's always there, singing. Some bird or some insect is always, singing, and it keeps it vibrant, alive. On a lone winter evening when the frost has wrought a silence. The frost has wrought a silence means it is foggy, there is frost all around. You must have seen that, in winters we do get fog in the mornings. At that time, everything looks as if it is covered by the fog and there is no sound. And sometimes it comes in the evenings also if the area is or the place is very, very cold. So, it is a lone winter evening. Why it is a lone winter evening? Because everyone has gone inside their houses. Okay, they do not want to come out in the cold weather. So, they are staying indoors in the comfort of their homes.
Right.
And from the stone there shrills. Shrill means a very loud voice, the cricket song. And in that winter when everybody is indoors, there is a sound, there is a music, the cricket is singing.
Right.
In warmth increasing ever. So, it gives a sense of warmth in the sense that there is somebody around. And seems no one in drowsiness half lost, the grasshoppers among some grassy hills. And grasshopper is hiding somewhere in the grassy hills because probably the grasshopper cannot tolerate the winter season. The grasshopper loves the summer season and the cricket likes the winter season. So, with this I have read the poem, but I would want you to read the poem aloud on your own. You can read it to your friend and your friend can read to you. When you read with pauses, you enjoy the rhythm, okay, you understand the meaning of the poem. That is how the meaning of the poem is meant to be understood. Okay. So, next time you read a poem on your own, remember this. You have to, stop at semicolon, colon and full stop. The punctuation marks have to be followed. Why do we use? They have some meaning. Why do we put those punctuation marks? Because they add meaning to the text that has been written. Maybe it is in the form of a poem or it is in the form of a prose.
Right.
Right. So, here we have come across some words which probably you found little difficult, but we were able to get the meaning from the context. It was easy to get the meaning. We may not understand the dictionary meaning of some words, but if we read the line above or the line below, we try to get the holistic meaning. That is what is known as getting the meaning from context.
Right.
The context gives us the meaning. So, but I have listed a few words, maybe children have found it easy or not so easy. So, Renu, can I ask you to read these words and then we can discuss these for the students?
Sure, ma'am. We would request, yes, as you can see, dear learners, there are few words and our first word is wrought. The second one is shrills, third one is mon, weed and ceasing.
So, I think now you find these words very easy because we have already discussed the contextual meaning, right? Wrought means brought about, and then shrills, that comes through loud and clear.
Clear voice.
The cricket voice, the poet describes as shrills. That means there is silence all around because it's winter season. Nobody is outside. It's all silent. And when the cricket sings, it is very loud and clear. And then Mon we have already discussed, when the grass has been cut freshly, I mean trimmed. Weed is a wild plant which we need to take out if we want our flowers and vegetables to grow well. Even from the grasslands we take out the weed. It's known as weeding. And then ceasing. Ceasing means ending. So that means the poetry of the earth never comes to an end, never ceases.
Okay.
So have you got the idea that
Yes,
you know, the poetry of the earth is always alive. Now we have come to a few questions. So let us discuss these questions. Renu, can I request you to read the first question for our learners?
Sure, ma'am. And dear learner, it's a poem is made of words arranged in a beautiful order. These words, when read aloud with feeling, have a music and meaning of their own. The poetry of earth is not made of words. What is it made of? As suggested in the poem.
Yes. So the first point is very clear. Generally we say a poem is made of words that are arranged in a beautiful manner.
Right.
So that creates some kind of rhythm and music. Okay. And when we read it with feeling and we read it aloud, we have a music, and also we get the meaning. The poetry of earth is not made of words. That you have understood? It is not made of words. The poet is not here talking about the words. So what is he talking about? He is talking about the sound made by the grasshopper and the cricket. Okay. So therefore it says that the poetry of earth is always alive. It never ceases.
Yes, ma'am.
Then yes, next question.
Find in the poem lines that matches the following. The grasshopper's happiness never comes to an end. And the cricket's song has a warmth that never decreases.
Yes.
And which word in stanza 1 is opposite in meaning to the frost?
Yeah. So I think I give you a few seconds because we don't have so much time.
Yes, ma'am.
You find out the line that will have these meanings, like the first one, the grasshopper's happiness never comes to an end. So you go to your first stanza. You will find the line where the poet says that, you know, the fun, the delight he takes in singing. You will find the line.
Right.
And also in the second one, the cricket song has a warmth that never decreases. So have you been able to find the lines?
I guess
I am sure, yes, they would have. And also they must have found the word. Yes, I have given you the answers here. The first one is he has never done with his delights. This is line 6 and 7. Okay. The second is, the answer is the cricket song in warmth increasing ever. That's the fourth in the second stanza. Right? Second stanza.
Right.
And then the opposite of frost is the warmth.
Right.
Now the fifth question is, the poetry of earth continues around the year through a cycle of 2 seasons. Mention each with its representative voice. Now you know that. There are 2 seasons that the poet is talking about. One is summer
and winter.
And who represents summer?
Grasshopper.
Yeah. And who represents winter?
Cricket.
So I think you have understood, and the messages and the idea is clear to you. Now I have brought one more poem for you.
Okay.
Well, if you want me to discuss the rhyme scheme of the poem, I'll go back to the poem and discuss the rhyme scheme with you.
Okay.
The poetry of earth is never dead. So dead, it is ending with dead, one sound. So we say it is A. When all the birds are faint with the hot sun, ending with sun, and hide in cooling trees, a voice will run. So what is rhyming with sun? Run. sun. Dead, med. Okay. So this is the rhyme scheme. So we write like this: A, B, B, A.
Okay.
That is how we write. So this is something new probably, and you go through now your poems and start, finding out the rhyme scheme. You will enjoy doing it on your own. Now let us read. Cows moo, lions roar, but I speak.
Yes.
Bears snore, doves coo, crickets creak. Dogs growl, horses neigh, but I talk. Wolves howl, donkeys bray, parrots squeak. So can you put it in, in the rhyming order? I have put it for you. Cows moo, doves coo, lions roar, bears snore, crickets creak, but I speak. Dogs growl, wolves howl, horses neigh, donkeys bray, parrots squawk, but I talk. So this is how you put the rhyming words together. Just 1 minute, I'll take a few seconds. Writing. There is a question on your screens, like human life is dependent on nature. That's why we call her Mother Nature. We take everything from nature to live our lives. Do we give back anything to nature? Write a paragraph expressing your point of view regarding your relationship with nature. How do you nurture nature? Okay? Or write a poem expressing your gratitude for the bounties of nature. With this, I have come to the end of this session. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, Kirti ma'am, for your wonderful explanation of this very beautiful poem. Thank you so very much, ma'am.
Thank you.
And I am quite sure our learners will be get benefit from this particular session, how you can read a poem. And by the time, let me wrap up this session, but before that, let me share a very important piece of information with you all regarding NCERT's textbooks. NCERT textbooks for the year 2023-24 are available throughout the country, and these textbooks may be purchased directly from NCERT's sales counters located at New Delhi, Ahmedabad, Bengaluru, Kolkata and Guwahati. These sales counters will be functional on all the weekdays, including all the gadgeted holidays, Saturdays and Sundays as well, from 9:30 AM to 6 PM. And you may also place order for the books online from our website, that is ncertbooks.ncert.gov.in, and these books will be delivered at your doorsteps with no delivery fees. And in case if you want the PDF version of all those books, it can also be downloaded online for free from NCERT, Diksha, ePathshala website and from our mobile app as well. We would request you to visit our website, that is ncert.nic.in, to know more about the authorized vendors. With that note, me Renu Bhatt is taking your leave, but let me tell you that our next session is for 8th standard social science students, and the topic would be Bhumi, Mrida, Jal, Prakritik Vanaspati और वन्य जीव संसाधन. मुझे रेणु भट्ट को दीजिए इजाजत. नमस्कार.